Alright, hey everyone, how we going? Today we're going to go over the top cut breakdown from the TAC Regionals that occurred on the 18th of September. Let's just get right into it. I'm just chilling. I'm wearing my Udi. Haven't had a haircut in like 2 months because we're in lockdown. But besides that, we're all good. Let's just jump straight into this. So, we had a top 8 because we only had 88 players. And in first place, we had Benny Zhang playing Gohan Icarus. Second place, Peter was on Margin Vegeta. Third place, Sam Russell was on Set 7 Zamasu. I got fourth with Gogeta Zeno. Anthony Hain was fifth with Ss4 Vegeta. Sunny was sixth with Turles. Kevin was seventh with Sin. And Carlo was 8 with Gogeta Zeno. Now, I do want to quickly point this out, that all the top 4 went X1, besides, of course, Benny, who went XO. There was 7 rounds, so 7-0, and we top 4 went 6-1, and then 5 through 8 all went 5-1-1. So no X2s made the cut, it was all 5-1-1 or better. Now, let's move on to a bit of a breakdown of how each of the decks work, and just my general position on each of the decks in the meta. But let's just jump right over. I'm going to take my headphones off because they look kind of ridiculous. But, so we got Mecha Fraser here. The blue, sorry, used to this. Virtually the same deck, but no. We got Gohan Icarus. Gohan Icarus was first. It's essentially Mecha Freezer. So the main cards of the deck are Vegeta Final Flash, Violent Rush Bojack, and Higher Dragon, which is the same as Mecha Freezer, being Vegeta's Final Flash, Violent Rush Bojack, and Draw Engine. So it is a very, very similar deck. It essentially just swaps out the Draw Engine used. You take out U9s and you take out the 2-cost extra card, the Final Flash Cannon or whatever it was, Final Spirit Cannon I think it was, and you put in the 4 High Dragons, and that's basically the difference of the deck. It is a very good deck. It draws a lot of cards. You're going to have a Bible as your hand. For those of you who don't know what the leader does, on the Unawakened side, it draw 1, take a life, and then Awaken is draw 2, and then on the Awakened side, as you see here, we draw 1 card, then play up to 1 skills battle card, the energy cost of 1 from our drop, which is our Higher Dragon that we want to play. Then activate battle when this card is in battle. If there's a monster card in your combat area, you gotta draw 1. So it is most definitely quite nice. So you don't have to, but it's only when that card's in battle. So basically, most of the time you want to activate main to draw 1, play a Higher Dragon, then activate battle to combo with that Higher Dragon from your drop. Now, it is relatively important to know that your Awaken turn is swing with your leader, draw, Awaken, combo a Higher Dragon from hand, draw, play a Higher Dragon from drop, draw, and then on your opponent's turn you combo the Higher Dragon, and you draw another card. So, just such an insane amount of draw power. Blue-yellow works as blue-yellow's always worked. You got Violent Rush Bojack with the Aegis, and then you've also got the Zamasu, the Eliminator, to counterplay Unisons. So this deck does extremely well against blue, especially Soul Striker. You leave Soul Striker on 5 life, going into their 10-3. You have 2 energy open to Zamasu, the Eliminator them, so they can't awaken, and then you go really, really hard then the following turn. It's a very good deck, draws lots of cards. Yeah, not much else to say about it. Moving on, we got Margin Vegeta. Margin Vegeta is a very aggro deck. Peter did not play the field card. As a field card, you need to be on 3 energy to go off, and this deck kind of really wants to put a lot of pressure in before that point. Your leader takes life to give itself power and double strike and draws cards. You can activate main with the leader for 1 green, look at the bottom card of your deck. If it's a Vegeta, energy cost 3 less than the Servant skill, you may play it, otherwise return to the bottom of your deck. How do you bottom deck a Vegeta? Well, they've got Servant, and your leader has Overlord, so that's one way. The other way is to use your super combo to draw 2, bottom deck 1. So very, very nice. The other important thing to note is your leader does awaken at 5 instead of at 4 like most other leaders. So your generic thing is turn 1, you swing, you get double strike, you take the life. Turn 2, you swing, double strike, take the life. Or you go with the one drop that takes life and gains double strike. Got a bunch of different plays to awaken, and then you just run like a bunch of different combo pieces. So Kai of Time, Supreme Kai of Time, Guardian of Space Time for more combo power. It's a very fast aggro deck that will catch you by surprise if you're not ready for it. Moving on, we've got Sam's Russell's Set 7 Zamasu. The deck itself is interesting. So the deck doesn't do too much except play Tragedy and then just have generic blue stall. And kind of just hit you with Fu Shrouded on turn 6. That's how Sam got me. But Tragedy Overground is a card which is very hard for most decks to play against. Yeah, there's not much else to say. If you don't have battle cards with energy cost 3 less that can really push through and do damage, you're not going to get past Tragedy once they play Tragedy. It's very nice. Sam is very good at playing off-meta decks, and that people aren't expecting to do really well with it, so congratulations, Sam. I'm going to put a link in the description to his deck profile, so be sure to check that out. Moving on, we have Gogeta Zeno. Now, Gogeta Zeno is probably one of the better aggro decks in the format, much like Margin Vegeta, except it's got a lot more cards that it's a bit more mid-range than that Margin Vegeta, as it's got the True Fighting Spirit, so both Goku and Vegeta, which punishes your opponent for playing defensively, so you can put a bit of pressure on them, and then if they defend, they get punished for it, and then you can still leave energy up to defend yourself. So it's very nice like that. Ss4 Vegeta thwarting warps one of their battle cards, so they can't just stack battle cards and then hit you on the crackback extremely easily. They do have to develop new battle cards every turn. The leader, for those who don't know, when you Unifusion, you get a draw card, and then all the Unifusions can Unifusion from the warp, so you don't have to discard 2 from hand. You don't need to discard anything, you just need to tap 1 for the energy if you have the Unifusion pieces in the warp. Now, to get them in the warp, the leader essentially bursts 5, except just goes to the warp instead of bursting. Very, very powerful leader. Very, very strong card. He's also got the Activate main on the back. Add 1 card from your life to your hand. Choose up to 2 of your black battle cards at energy cost of 1. And then get 10k power until the end of your opponent's next turn. This puts a lot of pressure on your opponent and allows you to just like push. So you've got the Goku True Fighting Spirit, so it's a 1 cost. You also have the Son Goku and Vegeta Catastrophic Premonition. Vegeta is a 5k crit and Goku is a 5k double striker, but they both gain an immense amount of power through the leader effect, through Pycon, which gives 2 of your battle cards 10k, but they also have autos on them, so if your opponents do certain things, like playing a battle card that costs more than their energy, or if they draw a card using a non-leader skill, they get power. So it is quite nice. As I said, both the Gokus especially really punish your opponent for playing defensively, which is really nice. Moving on though, we've got Ss4 Vegeta. Anthony is very good at consistently topping with Ss4 Vegeta. I've gone over this deck multiple times. For those of you who don't know, I will put a link in the description to one of my other deck profiles with Anthony where we go in depth and explain how this deck works and its matchups spread. Now, I will, of course, as always, offer Anthony an invitation to talk about the deck again in the current meta on the channel. But we will see if he accepts or not. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description to talk with one of my other Ss4 videos talking about that. Moving on though, we've got Turles. Now, Turles is a really interesting one in this meta. So, it's an aggro deck, right? You'll get, you play a lot of battle cards, because when you combo with the battle card, you get to play. So it's quite nice. Turles Crusher Corp Commander. Play activate battles, essentially rival if you got two or more Turles Crusher Corpse cards in your battle area. A lot of the cards that play after being comboed also draw a card, so you don't lose too many cards in hand. But the real catch of the deck is Tree of Might, where once at the start of your opponent's turn, you get to choose 1 card in their life, flip it face up. If you do flip a card face up, you get to search your deck for a Fruit of the Tree of Might, and with Fruit of the Tree of Might, you flip a card in their life face down. If you do, you give 1 of your leader or battle cards 20k for the battle, and if the card's character name is Turles, which mostly big cards are in the deck, it also gains double strike. So it's like a little bit better Champa. And then I will also say that Leader has a nice activate main. You choose one card in your hand, place at the bottom of the deck, and then you get add one Fruit of the Tree of Might from your drop to your hand. An interesting thing you can do if you know you're all out of Fruit of the Tree of Mights, it's always worth it to activate main to bottom deck a Fruit of the Tree of Might to get Fruit of the Tree of Might from your drop, because then you'll just get it back off the Tree of Might. Anyway, your leader does play the Tree of Might from at the start of the game, kind of like a lot of leaders do with field cards. However, it is not a field card, it is just an extra card in your opponent's battle area, so they can't bump it by playing another field card. But it is a very, very good deck indeed. I would love to have Sonny on to the channel to talk about it. Moving on though, the last deck that we're going to talk about today is Sinchenron. Sinchenron did very well in the previous metas, the aggro versions, but since Zeno got a run, it hasn't done too well, but it is still a good deck. Much like Dark Broly, it just plays big 30k battle cards for very, very small energy costs, and this can give him, this Omega Shenron allies absorbed, can either get like Barrier Blocker from Oceanus and KO or 2 or less, or it can get gain crit from Raid Shenron. It has a lot of versatility, is a very good card. And then the Sin Shenron leader, if you let it get to 6 energies, it's just going to play 7 Shadow Dragon cards from the drop and is going to kill you with that. But it's a very, very good deck indeed. And congratulations to Kevin for topping with it. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it there. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one.